morning. You're watching the F&O Show on Bloomberg Quint Live, India's first digital live streaming business news service. I'm Navneet Saluja D'Souza.
Good morning, Navneet. I'm Agam Vakil. The top headlines at this hour. Indian markets start the week with a positive note. Bonds also rise on RBI's debt purchase plan. India week surges in trade. An open interest in walk hard surges after traders take fresh positions in its futures. An ICICI Bank is expected to report a sharp jump in provisioning and asset quality. Profit may drop nearly 50%. SR Steel's lenders may give New Metal and ArcelorMittal a window to repay their existing outstanding dues to become eligible bidders. That's a Bloomberg Quint exclusive. And after a firm opening, the Indian rupee turned negative as it touched the lowest levels since February 2017.
All right, those are the top headlines at this hour. Let's also take a look what sort of cues we are getting from the futures and options market. Well, we've had a positive start to this Monday morning. Remember, Friday was not so good for the market. So Nifty is holding about those levels of 10,650. We've come off just mildly, I think, from the opening levels currently. But the volatility seems to be on the higher side. Premium on the Nifty futures as we speak is around 29 to 30 points. Let's just pull up the India Volatility Index. That's been trading with some bit of gains. Remember, last week throughout we saw India VIX inching higher, so that's up almost 3.5%, inching very closer to the mark of 14. So that could not be a very comforting sign for the bulls. Pull up the Bank Nifty, the futures. Remember, Bank Nifty has been outperforming Nifty, at least for the last week. It was up 1% when Nifty shed almost 0.6%. Premium of 33 points. I think the premium has come off a bit on Bank Nifty futures, still trading with gains of nearly 100 points on that one. In terms of sectoral indices, I guess this morning Nifty Pharma has seen a bit of losses coming about, so that's down 1%. Metals and FMCG on the other side are holding up to their gains. Both of them have seen gains of nearly 1 or 1.3%. In terms of option strikes, quickly I want to mention the 10,700 call this morning has seen some bit of OI addition. That's added about close to 1 lakh shares as we speak. And on the put side, I think the 10,600 put strike is the one which is added close to 2 lakh shares. And in terms of maximum OI concentration, we're still looking at that range of 10,500 to about 10,000, to about 11,000 on the upside. But if you look at the options data right now, the band that we're looking at least in the near term, it will be between 10,550 to about 750 on the upside. But institutions, they've been buying a lot of protection via put longs, but look at the selling figure that has come in the cash segment on Friday, almost 1,600 crore of selling.
Well, to a certain extent, Navneet, that explains the fact that they have been buying so many puts. But, you know, speaking of selling right now, we're looking at tremendous pressure in Walkhart. Considering the stock is down by as much as 8.4%, investors and traders both taking this opportunity to sell into the earnings that we've seen over the weekend with a 21% increase in open interest, fresh shorts building in there. It's the same for Ujjivan Financial. It's underlying down 7.4%, 11% increase in OI. Balkrishna Industries, on the other hand, is a curious one where there's very little change in its underlying. Its open interest has surged by as much as 6.5%. Jubilant FoodWorks sees fresh buying, and when it comes to Hexaware Technologies, fresh buying as well. In terms of unwinding in some of these counters, well, Repco stands out right at the top, followed by Balrampur Chini, which entered the F&O ban in the previous session, but nothing too much to speak for otherwise. ICICI Prudential sees a little bit of unwinding. This is, of course, after we've seen the tremendous strength come through last Friday as well. Once again, we are keeping an eye in on Walkhart and Ujjivan Financial with respect to stock futures in today's day of trade.
Well, Ujjivan Financial has stumbled quite sharply this morning. I think the numbers are on May 10th, but the sort of fall that it has had, 7% lower for this one. We'll get a view going on this one from our technical experts. But before we get our guest in the show, here's a reminder for you all. If you have any queries in the futures and options market, you can pick up your phone now. Call us on 022-4540-4141. Write to us on Twitter, Facebook, and for the ones who are watching us on YouTube, you can write your queries there as well. Do not forget to put that all-important hashtag AskPQ. Okay, let's welcome our experts. We've got Chandan Taparia of Motilal Oswal, who's joining us, and also Abhijit Phatak of Definet Solution is here with us. Good morning to both of you, gentlemen. Chandan, let me come to you first. Last week, I think Nifty snapped the 5-week winning streak that we were seeing, some bit of profit booking finally kicking in into the markets. How are you approaching the fresh week in terms of Nifty and also Bank Nifty?
Yes, very good morning. Nifty had witnessed some profit booking from higher levels. In last week, it witnessed the selling pressure of around 0.7% and formed a dark cloud cover. But on weekly chart, has been making high rise, high lows, and supports are intact. However, upside seems to be restricted because of the cold writing, but downside it is immediate support near to 10,600 zone. It has to hold about 10,638, then it can extend its move on higher side, which may take it to 10,730, 10,750 kind of level. And what I believe that after the decline of last 3 trading session, it is taking support at the previous resistance zone. So positive momentum could be seen again in the market. That's why recommending to buy with a stop loss of 10,600 and expecting Nifty to head towards 10,730 to 10,750 kind of level. Talking about the Bank Nifty has given a positive close from last 6 consecutive trading session. It has been outperforming the Nifty index. And last week when Nifty was down by 0.7%, Bank Nifty was up by 1%. We have seen buying interest in ICICI Bank, SDFC Bank, and these stocks are holding the Bank Nifty index. In the weekly contract, we are witnessing put writing at 25,500, so that is likely to act as a support. And slow and steady, it can head towards 25,850 to 26,000.
Okay, well, that's Chandan's view on the markets, but we have Abhijit Phatak joining us after a really, really long time. Abhijit, good morning and thanks for joining us. Tell us, what is your view of the markets right now? How are you viewing trade, and what's the call when it comes to some of these benchmark indices?
Good morning. Nice to have come back on the show. I expect market to be sideways between 10,600 and 10,750. So on any dip, it is a buy, but one needs to be careful near the above 10,700 towards 10,750. So I would suggest selling a straddle of 10,700, which right now is about 270 totals, call and put, with the stop loss of more than 300 for that, and that should go down as we go towards the Karnataka elections.
Okay, that's a short straddle strategy coming in from Abhijit to sell the 10,700 call as well as the put. Chandan, coming to you, you are advocating to buy the Nifty futures. If yes, if you could tell us what sort of target price one should watch out on the upside.
As discussed that stock-specific buying is visible in the market. We have seen buying interest in the Bank Nifty index, and the Nifty also has seen the decline from high levels after the strong up move of 820 points. Overall trend is positive, and the recent decline is again likely to be bought. And we have seen the put writing at 10,600. However, call writing is visible at 10,700, 800. But overall option band indicates the major trading range between 10,600 to 10,750. That's why I am playing with the buying stop loss of 10,600 and looking for an up move towards 10,730, 10,750 kind of level. Those who wants to play with the option can go with the bull call spread by buying one lot of 10,650 and selling one lot of 10,750 by paying premium of around 35-36 rupees to gain the profit of around 50-60 points.
Okay, as Abhijit has already mentioned, he's expecting the markets to move sideways. Abhijit, you're playing a short straddle based on that. Can you take us through some of the levels and the key prices that you need to keep an eye on when it comes to carrying out the strategy?
Yeah, as I said, Nifty 10,600 and 10,050 is a range. For the call and put, 10,700 and 10,700 call and put, right now they are about 125 and 147, so total is about 272. As long as this total of the straddle remains below 290 or 300, this can drift downwards and Nifty can remain sideways. So unless this is beyond 300, Nifty might remain sideways between these two levels of 150 points apart.
Abhijit, in terms of stock futures, what are you recommending?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
In terms of stock futures, Abhijit, what are you recommending in trade today?
Yeah, I had too long. Actually, market is not bearish at all, but as I said, there will be stock-specific action, and I'm bullish on ICICI Prudential, which is actually it's a dip. Any dip needs to be used to be going long in it with a stop loss below 427, and it can go towards 450 or maybe even 460. And the second long I would suggest is Reliance Industries between around 955, 960 with a stop loss below 950, and in the coming days it can go towards 980.
Okay, and Chandan, you also have two long calls in today's day of trade for us?
Yes, two trade Bata India and Tech Mahindra. First, talking about the Bata India, the stock has been consolidating in the range, but immediate trend is positive. In last 4 weeks, it has taken multiple support near to 760, 765 zone and turned higher. On last trading session also, it has made low near to 767 and moved higher. So expecting it to move towards the upper band of the territory, which comes near to 815 kind of level. So recommended to buy Bata India with a stop loss of 770 and looking for an upside target towards 815 kind of level. Second is buy on Tech Mahindra. This is the outperformer stock now, as I feel, because earlier it was moving in between 603 to 635. In 2-3 weeks back, it has given the breakout above the same and witnessed a strong rally. It retested the same with the supported 50-day exponential moving average, which is really working well for the counter. We have seen built up of long position at the time of recovery on last trading session, also formed a hammer candle on the daily chart. So expecting the positive momentum in Tech Mahindra, one can buy with a small stop loss of 650 and hope for an upside target towards 685, 690 zone.
So those are some buy calls coming in from our technical experts. Let's just now address some buzzing stock futures in today's trading session. Nakam highlighted Ujjivan Financial at the start of the show, and that stock's seen some bit of correction coming by. Actually, not some bit, it's corrected quite sharply. It's down nearly 7.5% in trade. The numbers come out on May 10th, but look at the build-up also. It's suggesting some fresh shots are being built up here. Abhijit, on the charts, Ujjivan Financial, how is that one looking at 390? Would you initiate any trade?
Sorry, I didn't get the name of the stock.
Ujjivan Financial.
Ujjivan?
Yes.
Yeah, Ujjivan has a support near 380 and it had a resistance near 420 from where it has been going down since morning. And unless it goes above 420, one should not try longs. But at the near the support levels, one can try longs, and it might remain range bound between 380 and 420 for the. I think there are results this week sometime, so it's a bit risky to play it as long as it is below 420 on the long side.
Okay, I was trying to actually avoid speaking about PC Jewelers over the last 3 to 4 sessions, but considering the kind of strength that we've seen over the last couple of sessions, it must be spoken about, because there's very little change in open interest right now, but with another 45% gain in last Friday, another 27% gain coming in today. Chandan, are you looking at any trade in PC Jeweler, or would you still wait for some stability in prices for those who intend to take up their position in PC Jeweler towards the longs or the short side?
See, when we talk about the trading, one has to get for some stability, because the implied volatility of the stock has risen to 151%. Historical volatility has gone to 220%. When you have such kind of volatility, you cannot play with a stop loss of 5%, 7%. You require the stop loss of 20% for momentum in the counter. It has remained very volatile. It witnessed the sharp decline in last 4 expiry. It has recovered well in last 3 trading sessions by hitting the low of 95. So already it has seen the movement of more than 50, 60% or 100% from the lower levels. But volatility has risen so much, so that is not going to give any grip to the traders. So I'll wait for a stability. 180 is multiple support. If manages to hold 180, I may expect a bounce towards 255, 260 zone.
Okay, 255, 260 is the level which Chandan will be watching out on PC Jewelers. After a 43% rise on Friday, it's up another 28%. But please do not forget, the counter has come off from the high levels of 600 that one has seen in the month of January to the current levels that we are seeing on the screen. And the futures are also in the F&O ban period, which also tells you on Friday there was some bit of unwinding in terms of trades that was seen. I want to pull up Jubilant Foodworks. That's gained nearly 2% in trade. Also want to alert our viewers, tomorrow the numbers come out for this one, and ahead of that it surged over 2%. It's touched its fresh highs as well in today's trade, trading with premium of 14 rupees. Abhijit, Jubilant Foodworks trading around its all-time high levels. Would you initiate any trade ahead of the numbers which are there tomorrow?
Jubilant has been a bullish stock for the last many sessions, and with the results nearby, I think it can go towards 2800, but the stop loss will be quite risky. If one wants to try, he can use a stop loss of 2600 for a target of 2800, because it has shown very strong price action today.
All right, and the other one is Tata Elxsi, which has started to see some traction in increase in open interest. In fact, its OI is now up as much as 9%, and again the stock has been buzzing, but this time not towards the gaining end. We are seeing a decline of around 3.3%, and this is a little bit of a reversal in a lot of these mid-cap IT companies that we've been witnessing over the past one or two sessions. Tata LC now down 3.4% and now inching towards the mark of 1120. Chandan, what's the view here? How are we looking at an end to the trend that saw an increase in open interest? Is this a little bit of a reversal, or is this just a break and you can eventually see Tata LC advance from these levels?
Yes, expecting some short-term topping formation in Tata LXC. It has really do well, but recently it has given the consolidation breakout. It was finding multiple support near to 1190 zone. Decisively, it has broken the same on last trading session, and today's follow-up selling is clearly visible. On weekly chart, it formed a harami pattern, which indicates that now bears are taking some charges. We have seen built up on the short side, so that also indicates some weakness could be seen. So the stock has potential to head towards 1090, 1085 kind of level, where again it can take reversal. So those who are interested to short, suggested to sell with a stop loss of 1160 and wait for the downside support levels.
Okay, Tata LXC, that is down 3.5%. Let's switch focus, and it's that time of the show when we address some of our viewer queries. And we've got James Matthew writing to us on YouTube right now, who's watching our show. He's bought Nifty 10,650 put strike at a premium of 127, and he also suggests this is a positional trade, and he wants some views actually on this particular position that he's taken on 10,650 put strike from our experts. Chandan, if I could come back to you. He's paid a premium of 127 for 10,650 put strike. Somewhere around the same level is where the current premium is also quoting. It's a positional trade, he suggests. What would you advise him to do?
See, as mentioned, that I am not expecting major decline in the market as of now. If he has taken for hedging, that is a different reason. But as of now, market which was making lower highs, lower lows on the daily scale in last two trading sessions managed to respect the previous day low, open positive. Put writing is visible at the lower strike. Earlier it was moving between 10,500 to 10,638 and 10,500 to 10,610 on the closing basis. So it exactly respected the same and turning higher. It has also turned from the lower band of the trading range on the hourly scale. So overall, I'm looking for the positive bias or some up move into the Nifty index. That's why I'll suggest better to avoid. Or if it moves about 10,680, then better to exit the position, because in that scenario, the market will start the next move towards 10,750, 10,800 zone. So two suggestions, either to exit on decline, or if it moves about 10,680, then exit the position, because in this scenario, the trend will again come in the favor of the bulls to start the next ride of the rally in the market.
Okay, the next one I want to address is L&T Finance. That's the futures. That's Larsen & Toubro Finance futures. If we can take a look at where that particular futures is trading at currently, because our next query is on that. It's on YouTube. It comes from Nikhil Raja, and he has bought the L&T Finance Holdings May futures, and he's bought it at around 179 point now, almost at 180, and he wants to know if he should hold on to this position or exit. Again, when it comes to these futures, we were trading at around 177, so he's not making a deep loss currently. However, it's still in danger. So, Abhijit, if I can take this query up with you on L&T Finance Holdings May futures, what's your view here, and what would you advise Nikhil Raja to do with his position?
Yeah, it is looking bullish on chart. Only thing is stop loss is quite far off at below 172. But if he can, if he wants a tighter stop loss, if he can hold with a stop loss below 175, and if it crosses the day's high, which is around 181, then it can go much higher towards 190. But he should use the stop loss of 172.
Okay, use the stop loss of 172, Nikhil, for your position on L&T Finance Holdings. You can keep writing your queries to us. We'll take them to our experts. But in the meanwhile, Pulao Walk Hard. Remember, the earnings had come out, and this time around too, they've posted a loss figure of nearly 155 crore. The stock has reacted pretty sharply to the numbers. It's down 8.5%. Look at the build-up, 23% higher. That's suggesting traders are betting on the short side in terms of this counter. Chandan, if somebody had initiated a short position before the numbers, I'm sure they must be making a lot of money. Do you think these are the correct levels to book profits now?
Talking about Walk Pharma?
Yes, Chandan, Walkhard Pharma.
Yeah, we don't have coverage on the same. But if you look at the price pattern, it has been making lower highs, lower lows. It has negated the positivity which we had seen in last couple of weeks. So that's why it has seen some selling pressure. We have seen surge in the open interest, but it has multiple support near to 705 zone, because in the month of March the stock has taken support near to 705 and rallied to us 758. Today it made low near to 717. So 707, 710, 12 kind of level would be the multiple support. So those who are already taken the position, try to exit near the same, because below that only the fresh leg of downside will start.
Okay, that's the view on Wockhardt. Of course, it's right at the top in terms of addition in open interest in today's day of trade, up as much as 23%. But I want to address Balkrishna Industries as well. The reason why here is that we really haven't seen change in open interest. It's currently trading marginally in the red for now. However, there is a 6.5% increase in open interest when it comes to Balkrishna Industries. It's the May futures out there. Currently trading at 1254, a premium of around 7 points. Abhijit, what's going on with Balkrishna Industries right now? What patterns are you witnessing? And is there a trade towards the long or the short side?
Balkrishna is just consolidating between 1230 and 1300. So, but right now it is looking good to remain long in it with a stop loss below 1230. And if it goes above 1270, it can go, it can cross 1300 also. But it is good to hold long with a stop loss below 1230 right now.
Okay, hold on with a stop loss of 1230. We've got one more query coming in on YouTube. Nishant Kumar writes to us. He's shorted DCB Bank futures at 196. He wants to know, should he hold or exit? Can we just pull up the current price of the DCB Bank futures? He shorted at 196. The current price is 193. So he's making money, Chandan. What would you suggest him to do? Should he be booking his profits here, or he can hold on?
Talking about DCB, the stock is forming a pole and flag pattern on the weekly and the daily scale. That means a strong surge and then consolidation from last 3 weeks. It is also forming a small symmetrical triangle kind of pattern, or so that indicates that follow-up is required. It has taken multiple support near to 190 zone, and that is being respected from last 4 weeks. So he can put support near to 190, and if manages to now move above 196, then we may see a rally to us 205, 215 kind of level. So after a surge, it has been consolidating, and now if it follow buying happen, then the pattern breakout will be seen. So a small trailing stop loss of 190 or 189.50 can be taken to continue with the long position.
Okay, and there's another IT company that I want to address right now, and that's Hexaware Technologies, which declined by as much as 14.5% last Friday. We saw a near 50% addition in open interest on that particular day. Today, it's marginally, well, in the red, moving in and out of the red, absolutely flat for now. But that's as far as underlying is concerned. Currently at 375, its open interest is up 6%. Hexaware May futures currently at, well, trading at a discount around 12.5. Abhijit, if I can take this one up with you, what's going on here? Are we looking at an end to the decline pattern, or can we expect some more weakness in? And otherwise, what is your call when it comes to Hexaware Technologies? What levels would you keep an eye on?
After the fabulous run in IT as well as mid-cap IT in the last few weeks, it is a bit risky to go long in them right now. They are correcting. So it is definitely not advised to go long right now. However, Hexaware has a support near 360. So if anyone is short, that 360 or maybe 355 should be the level where they can book. But definitely no signs of going long right now. They are cooling off.
Okay, and staying off with the mid-cap ID pack, I think we've got a query coming in from Vivek, who writes to us on YouTube. He's saying he shorted the 1200 call strike of NIT Tech at 14.5. He's asking if he should hold that one. Remember, NIT Tech has bounced back post its earnings. There was a big intraday recovery seen on Friday's session. The numbers were pretty much good. The commentary was positive. But let's check what should Vivek do with his position, Chandan. He shorted the 1200 call strike at a premium of 14.5. The current premium is 10.6. So he's in the money. Should he be exiting from his position, or he can hold on?
He can continue to hold because the stock has taken hurdle near to 1185, 1190 zone and turning lower. It may see some consolidation. 11,085.90 will be the hurdle now. So I'm not expecting the stock to move higher side in a hurry. So he can put trailing stop loss of his buying rate. And I think that will be the best suitable strategy as of now.
Okay, Abhijit, as we near towards the end, are you witnessing any other surge in stocks or anything, any interesting idea that you can take or you can advise the traders to take forward right now?
No, like I said, I was bullish on ICICI Prudential, which is already started going up, and Reliance is still sideways. And another stock which I'm looking at very closely is SBI. Above 245 futures, it can go up quite sharply towards 250 or even 255. So keep a watch on SBI, State Bank of India, above 245 futures.
Okay, that's SBI. Chandan, anything interesting popping on your screen that you want to share with us? And also, just wanted to check, would you take any trade ahead of ICICI Bank's numbers today?
Yeah, first talking about interesting, that is the metal counter. We have seen the buying interest in most of the metal stocks, and it seems that after the consolidation of last couple of trading sessions, all stocks are all set to move on higher side. Initiated the bull call spread of Jindal Steel, recommended to buy 245 call and selling 255 call. One can do the same. Already discussed about the Bata India, Hindalco, Nalco, Steel Authority can see some surge in the price momentum. Talking about the ICICI Bank today result, but what I feel that 275 is multiple support, because from last 4 weeks the stock is continuously respecting to its multiple support of 275 level. And when I check the option data, even after the result, when the stock was trading at 284, the maximum put open interest was at 280 strike, which also indicates that the stock is multiple support near to 280 zone as per the option writing activity, and people are writing the 280 put. So that giving sense that if support is respected, the stock is potential to move towards 300 kind of level. But one has to take care, because of the results some volatility could be seen, but price pattern says the positive momentum may come as per the probability.
Well, it's very crucial to know that when it comes to ICICI Bank, expectations are a decline of 50% in the bottom line. And as Chandan already put it, there is a volatility increase possibility considering earnings around the corner. But with that, we'd like to thank both our experts, Chandan and Abhijit, for joining us and taking us through their views as well as solving some of the viewer queries. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of the F&O Show. But don't go anywhere. Lots more lined up, so stay tuned in the Bloomberg Quint.